I'm not John Crump, and we're live. How about that? I'm not going to waste any time. John's going to be joining us in just a few minutes. He's running late. He's hanging out with Joe, Shooting Gallery New England. And Joe is migrating south like a bird from the north, but at the wrong time of year. So he's kind of opposite, but we'll go with that. We're going to bring our guest, a guy I was hanging out with this weekend. How's it going, Mr.
Hey,
Marlon Shepard?
how you doing, Rich?
Good, good, good. Devin's like, you gotta have him on. You gotta have him on. So I'm having you on.
Appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
So I was checking out Marlon on Instagram. He's shooting all sorts of cool stuff. He's posting from the shoot this weekend in what was it, Columbia, South Carolina. So you're from Atlanta
No, I'm actually I'm
or
from St. Louis.
St. Louis?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay. So I was gonna be like, wait, Katie, Devin. It's like, oh, not Atlanta, St. Louis. So
Yes,
did
sir.
you drive out?
So I actually flew into Atlanta, met up with
Mm-hmm.
Devin and Katie, and then we drove
Oh,
up
cool.
to Clinton.
Nice. Nice, nice. Oh, that must have been a fun ride.
Oh yeah, it was very entertaining. They wouldn't let me sleep. I had to stay up with
Oh
them.
no?
Yeah.
No. So that was cool. Yeah, do you have a YouTube channel or?
So I'm in the process of creating a YouTube channel so I can do reviews and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Yeah. So that will be
Gotcha.
coming soon. And it'll be
Because
under
I
Elite Technicians LLC.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because I see you're active on the grams
Oh yeah.
and yeah, yeah. I just posted it IG because I went to SHOT Show and they said they were gonna send. Oh, see, I can't show you guns on YouTube live. Yeah, I talked to the guys at High Point. I've got a High Point 10 mil and a bullpup chassis, the High
Ooh.
Point carbine.
Yeah.
It's cool looking, but let's see. Can I actually hold on? If I was a slightly smarter than the average bear, I would be able to click here, and no, that's not my Instagram feed. I would be able to like go to. Oh yeah, that's my story. But if I click here, why do they make it so hard? And then I got to click present, share screen, that screen, share, not Sunny. Let's see. How come it's not share? Oh, and then I got to click here. They make it so damn complex. Boom. So yeah, that's my High Point
Oh,
bullpup.
that's
So it
nice.
takes the same mag as the High Point 10 mil pistol. So I was just like, hey man, I want my JXP, like I want my MTV.
Ooh.
So if High Point sees that,
I know that's super fun. I know my guy Tony Simon. He has a high
Tony,
pump. Yeah, his is super fun to shoot.
yeah, love Tony. He's the funniest guy in the world.
Yeah, he's a great
What a
dude.
what a nice guy. Just what a genuine nice guy. And Tony, hold on, since we're doing IG, Tony had a good post yesterday. Simon says train. Let's see. Really? Doesn't pre-fill? Is it all one word? Is it Simon says training? Let's see.
I
Nope. Oh,
believe
that's somebody else. She's a little hottie. There he is. It's all one word, Simon says train. So let's see. Boom. Here it is. So 97% of mass shootings happen in gun-free zones. School staff being unarmed is causing significant delays in armed response that's counted in dead bodies. The
Mm.
real causes of these massacres won't be addressed or solved soon until the teachers need to arm and train themselves. Amen, brother.
Yes, sir.
So he goes on to say, because here's my opinion of this stuff. I really don't want to go down deep on the rabbit hole here, which I kind of opening the door to it. But the point is, when they created gun-free zones, there was an evil mastermind in control of that, and the idea would be that there will be dead school kids and everybody's going to want to give up their firearms or can't make a good argument as to why they need to keep their firearms. So in the comment, he goes into saying, when you stop complying with laws and rules that will get you murdered, will you carry a gun in a gun-free zone? Those are questions each individual must answer for themselves. The people that shouldn't be listened to when it comes to solving gun violence problems are politicians. Politicians have political agendas and affiliations that stopping mass shootings may negatively affect. Yeah, the anti-gun movement needs tragic deaths to use anger and fear to push their civilian disarmament agenda. The truth is, you're on your own. The police coming to save you may be 14 minutes away, like in Nashville, Tennessee, or an hour and 14 minutes, like the cowards in Uvalde, Texas, or Broward. It's up to you to comply with gun laws. You can ignore them, or you can ignore them just as armed violent criminals do every day. Many in the gun community will say all gun laws are infringements, but when a responsible gun owner gets caught carrying illegally, they are the first to say they should have complied. Hell, I've said it in interviews, regardless of where you are, if you own a firearm, get training, force on force training, and medical training. Carry as much as possible and know your limitations because you've learned them by practicing regularly at the range. Amen, brother.
Yes, sir.
That's like mic drop.
Yep.
Boom. Yeah. That's NFAC. No fricking around, man. I'm totally on board with what Tony says, because the way we're going, it's amazing to me. I'm kind of going to eat around the edge of the cookie here because I really don't want to go deep into it. But the left is saying, well, they're going to turn schools into prisons and, traumatize kids with guns. It's like, yeah, you know what? I have never been traumatized by a police officer or a school resource officer carrying a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I see these guys, I smile, nod, high five, fist bump, whatever, as I go by in my daughter's school when she was going to middle school and high school, and they had resource officers. They were cool AF. Yep. And I was just so happy they were there. This is, the shooter drove by schools that had resource officers to get to the school where there were no guns.
Mm.
And I'm like, I'm done. I'm tapping out of this crap. I carry, look, I live in Palm Beach County, north edge of Palm Beach County, in what they call Jupiter Farms, where all the rednecks in Palm Beach County are. And it's a minimum of an acre and a quarter of property. There's like one sheriff for I don't know how many miles out here. They ain't getting here in time.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I got to be my own first responder. And as good as cops are, you can't have one in your pocket all the time. I can have a gun in my pocket all the time, but not a cop. And now that I've ranted for the first 5 minutes here, how the hell are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man. Just rushed here home from work, to make it on time. I'm here.
Yeah. I didn't know what kind of schedule you had, what time you get off.
Yeah. But
I'm glad you're here.
Usually I'm off on Wednesdays, but I was off Monday and Tuesday. So I went in for a little while to take care of a few things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what we talked about, because when we set up for Wednesday, that's right.
Yeah. I had to go into
I don't mean, I'm not dishing on the police, but yeah, they're great at drawing the chalk lines. But it's look, the guys in Tennessee, they ran towards the sound of the gunfire and they took care of business, and that's how it should be. But if somebody was in the school with a firearm and trained, they could have taken care of that crap a little bit earlier. And again, I'm not throwing shade at the police. You can't be everywhere.
Right. I'm all for armed guards being in schools. When I grew up, when I was growing up in middle school and high school, we had school resource officers. We had metal detectors and everything. I went to for people who are familiar with the St. Louis area, I went to Normandy Middle School, Normandy High School. It was known for being one of the worst schools in the area.
Really?
Yeah. Students actually carried guns in school, but there were no mass shootings.
I carry my
And
Boy Scout pocket knife once in a while.
yeah, but we had the thugs, the gangbangers, but we also had a lot of good students too. So,
Yeah.
For the majority of the students that were good, we had a few that were, few bad apples and stuff like that. But
Yeah. I
we
was
had a
out in the
strong.
country.
Oh, okay. So I pretty much went to school in an urban area.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I grew up on the South Shore of Long Island, so it's like 50 miles out of Manhattan.
Okay.
But still country-ish enough or suburban-ish enough that nothing went on.
Yeah.
Wait, we did have a shooting at my school. I forgot about that. At my high school, we did have a shooting. So there was a lake, and somebody across the lake, which I have never heard in my town anybody ever shooting, but somebody was shooting at the geese. They were mad, and the bullets were ricocheting, and they went into the cafeteria.
Oh, wow.
Wow, look at that! It's
Why,
John
hello.
Crump.
Hey, how you
Funny
doing?
thing, you don't look like John Crump.
I know. I broke into his house and got out of his many cameras.
Dude, I know how many cipher locks, keypads you got to hit before you get into that office there.
I'm a mastermind, so I'm taking over the studio.
Yeah. He understands why I don't leave my basement now.
Oh yeah, I would never leave this basement ever.
Hey, John.
Right. Did he show you the gun room?
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, you got the tour of the basement gun room.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, he showed me the rest of the house. It was quite. I'm
Was
jealous.
there anything that he showed you in the house that you can't talk about?
Yes.
Oh, so you saw some cool stuff. Okay.
Yes, I'm Pandora's box. No one's ever gonna know. I'm Joe, by the way. So
No.
nice to meet you.
Hey, how you doing,
Yeah,
man?
that's Joe's Shooting Gallery New England, who's going to be changing his name because he's going to be a Florida resident soon.
Okay.
As of tomorrow, yeah, as of tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I'm taking over, and I think I'm gonna start rebrand the entire channel, podcast, everything.
Crumpy's tapping out. Is that what's going on?
He's handling the kids and that.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie.
So-
I feel like if I touch the wrong button here, this entire thing's gonna go down.
Yeah, which one's has the Joe Biden quotes? I got hairy legs. Which button is that?
I'm not touching any of the I'm not even gonna touch it. You know why? Because I look at this Roadcaster and I'm like, you know what? I'm all set.
Yeah, I got his old Roadcaster. It's still in the box. He sent it to me about a year ago, or I bought it from him a year ago. I still haven't cracked open it because I don't know where I'm going to put it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna have to get my Florida set up just like not just like this, but similar because this is nice.
Yeah. So, when is the Florida housewarming party?
I don't know.
And so your first day of work, is it Monday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday is your first day of work. So are you on a Tuesday to Saturday schedule?
Yep, same schedule I was up north.
Okay.
But said my goodbyes, and it was tough last night, but felt pretty good knowing that once I got past Maryland, I was like, oh wow, this is nice.
South of Mason-Dixon line.
Oh,
There's real freedom.
I never have to go north of 95 again.
Yeah. So, Joe, do you know what your new name is going to be? It can't be Shooting Gallery New England. Is it going to be?
I'm still trying to figure that out. Still trying to figure it out.
Cool.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, Marlon. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to be
Good,
rude.
man. You good?
So Marlon is a friend of Devin's who I met. Actually, I met Devin for the first time. Even though Devin's been on the show a bunch of times, and actually we were both at SHOT Show, and I didn't bump into Devin, but I bumped into let's see, Jay the Shooter. Marlon, do you know Jay the Shooter?
No, I don't.
All right, so I'm bad. I leverage the all black guys look alike thing as for humor. So Jay the shooter was there. Jay's like, I don't know, 6'2". He's a big guy, but like we've been on the show together, so he knew who I was. And he was like, there was somebody else fanboying. It's like, oh my god, Jay the shooter, another person of color. So I ran up to that guy. I'm like, oh my god, Kevin Dixie. Gave the guy a big bear hug. And then I run over to Jay the shooter. I'm like, Maj Teray, holy cow, it's great to meet you. And so that's how I did that.
You also asked Kevin Dixie if he knew just some random cowboy.
All right. So I've done training in Texas with a bearded black cowboy. And so, when everybody was over at the Black Swan Media House on Friday night, I'm like,
also, I appreciate that you're not going to invite on that one. Just throwing it out there.
You weren't there, dude. You can't pull that crap. You got to show up. Do you think if you went to the gathering that we would have don't invite Joe. Don't tell Joe. Do you think that would have happened?
I'm not muting myself.
You're in Crumpy's basement. Of course you'd be invited. So I'm like having a conversation and I'm like telling a story. And I look at KD and I'm like, hey, the bearded black cowboy? He says, Richard, because I'm a black man and have a beard doesn't mean I know every black man with a beard. So yeah, I got that subtle KD smackdown,
So, all right. So just so I can be up to date. So, Marlon, do you work with Devin?
So me and Devin are close friends.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Hell yeah. Awesome. I've never met Devin, but I appreciate his work. He does great work.
Oh yeah, he's a great dude. I actually got introduced to Devin at the first train and learn that KD put on. So it was a good event, and I'll definitely be at the next one coming up on Labor Day. And, yep.
Oh, he's having a Labor
and that's going to be in St. Louis, right?
Yep.
Oh, I thought Kevin had it on Memorial Day. Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry, Memorial Day. My fault. Yeah, Memorial Day.
Oh, I was gonna say, dude, if it was Labor Day, I might be able to make that one.
Yeah, it's definitely Memorial Day. My fault. But yeah, it'll be the third event. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that's where I had met. I was just telling Flying Rich that at the first train and learn is where I met KD. I was introduced to KD by my friend Armand from Crop Protection SCL, and he introduced me to Devin and Mike Waller and Ken Scott and all those good guys.
Cool. Oh, Tony Simon's in the house.
Hey,
Tony, I just read your post. I just read your
Tony.
IG post about 97% of mass shootings happen in gun-free zones. And I read your first comment there too. Right on, man. You're 100% right.
Spot on, Tony.
So I don't know what Tony's up to, but should I send him the link?
100% should send Tony the link.
I should send it. All right. So Joe, keep it talking. Keep it going while I do this. I'm not that
all right. So now, what do you? I'm sorry, I came into this completely blind, so I'm trying to keep the show going.
I got you.
So what exactly do you do?
So I'm a firearms instructor out of St. Louis.
Okay.
Yep. So initially, I got my start in firearms instruction in the Air National Guard. I was an Air Force Security Forces military police officer, and then I had transitioned over to combat arms training and maintenance firearms instructor. So that's why I really harnessed the craft of instruction and really gained my love for it. And I started doing firearms instruction for civilians back in 2017. And I was doing, I do a lot of one-on-one firearms instruction. I do defense classes. I will have a personal pistol defense course coming up. It'll be called Pistol Technician 1. So it's like a entry level of firearms training for civilians. And I also do work with the Zulu Shooters Club. That's a National African American Gun Association gun club here in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm also a member, so I do a lot of work with them as well.
So he's saying we can't join, is what he's saying.
Oh no. Oh, we definitely have a Caucasian members too.
You say crackers. You can't say. You got to say cracker, not cracker. You know, there's a big difference.
Not the hard R.
So are you going to be one of the instructors with KD for the shoot?
Oh no, for train and learn, I'll be a student. You know, I always try to add more tools to my toolbox and learn from more experienced instructors.
Yeah, I just want to know because, say, for a lot of people that don't know, train and learn is actually meant to help a lot of either firearms instructors, content creators, or whatever. That if you were in the firearms industry, it teaches you. What did you get out of it your first go around?
So my first go around, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous because it was my first time actually, being around a group of influencers and stuff like that. So
right.
I was kind of tiptoeing around the line, but I also knew that I was there for a reason, and that was actually to become a better instructor and to get out of the mode of teaching military members, but actually learn how to teach civilians better. So I learned a lot during my first go around. The second train and learn, I learned a lot as far as like marketing and stuff like that. My social media presence and things like that. So each time I go, I always pick up something new. And as far as picking up new things, I always try to learn from as many people there. I take notes and everything. And I encourage anybody who's watching that never been to train and learn to attend train and learn. If you're an influencer, you're an instructor, you're in the marketing, whichever aspect of even 2A advocacy. You know, KD has a lot of 2A advocates there. So I encourage everybody who's into the 2A world to just attend one, and just see if you like it. Plus, they give away cool stuff. We have shooting competitions. So.
Cool stuff.
And you can sign. I think you can sign up at nootherchoice.com, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, you can.
That's a plug.
I don't know if we can say that part.
Just throwing it out there. Oh, look who we got. Do you want to handle that, Rich? I don't want to touch any buttons.
Hey, Tony.
Tony.
What's up, man? What's up, my crackers? What's going on, Marlon?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I ain't seen you since 2 years.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't make the learn last year.
That's Tony's wife also. Tony's wife hasn't seen him in 2 years either.
She's seen me online. So
on your OnlyFans.
She's got to pay. What's up, guys? Yeah, man. Train and learn. You get in it what you whatever you put in it, you get out of it. And I was actually talking to Clayton today, who I met at Train and Learn, Pivotal Defense, and we were talking about how many people have used Train and Learn to improve upon themselves, to network, to become better instructors, become better business people, to level up. And I'm like, bro, if you're not using that, then you're kind of wasting your time, because that was a lot put on a plate, and you ain't gonna get everything, but you can get a lot.
Definitely.
And I even spoke at I spoke at what was last year? I spoke at 2021's, right? We had that in 2021, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I spoke at 2021's. I was one of the instructors talking about advocacy and actually getting involved on the political side, because obviously we need to be. And if we're not, we all need to be, whether you're a pasty cracker like you guys, or you know, chocolate loveliness like Em and me.
I wouldn't consider myself pasty. I do got shades of red.
Okay.
You are from the north.
Yeah, we really
You should
all
have
need
seen.
to be involved.
John got a good redneck. He was outside in South Carolina there. So
Oh,
the
John
sun
who?
was, not kind. Crumpy.
Oh, really? Crump needs to stay
Yeah.
out the sun, dude. That is not his
Yeah.
friend. He need to just stay in the dark, stay inside, and ride with me on Gay Street, and
Yep.
just.
We might want to stay away from the topic of riding on Gay Street. Just,
Yeah, seeing as I caught some flack for saying the second is for everyone, and
the second
even
is for
trans
everybody.
people.
Everybody.
Even
Everybody,
trans
period.
people after the Tucker Carlson thing, and people wanted to attack me over it, and then not 2 days later, a monster that happens to be trans murdered children, and people were like, "Well, how do you feel now?" Same way I felt before. I mean, what you're gonna paint?
The exception doesn't prove the rule. Let's
Yeah,
just
I'm
put it
like,
that way.
so we're gonna talk about the other 99.9% that are straight white dudes
Right.
that have shot up places. I'm like, let's
Right.
pump the brakes on this and not allow people to manipulate our emotions into cutting people out of this, because divisiveness is how they win.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go, well,
They
look
always
at the
do.
crimes they commit compared to the number they are in the population, I'm like, y'all tried that game with us before too.
Well,
I'm not letting you
it's
play that same card again.
it's always about divide and conquer. They want white guys and black guys not to like each other, not to be cool with each other, because then we don't worry about the man pushing us all down.
And
That's what they
it's
don't want.
true. It's about control, and it's easier to control people when they're bickering
Yeah,
amongst each other.
we're all duking it out. We're not going to be duking it out with those guys, taking all our
But we
money.
need to change them out. Anytime there's one of these tragedies, you need to go, the gun is the least common denominator,
Mhm.
effective, like reason-wise, that this happened.
Right.
Yes.
Right. It's a tool.
I mean, if you're going to look at the gun, let's look at 97% of these mass shootings take place in gun-free zones. If
Right.
you're not willing to get rid of those, in my opinion, it shouldn't be allowed to be called a gun-free zone if whoever has a sign up isn't providing armed security, pat downs, and metal detectors for
Yep.
everybody that walks in that door.
Right.
If you're not
Right.
providing all of the above, then it shouldn't be a gun-free zone. I don't even believe in gun-free zones as a whole, but if you're offering no security, but you're telling me I have to leave my ability to defend myself at home, I'm not signing that paper, man. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be real.
I call it the UAVZ, the unarmed victim zone.
Oh yeah, they're setting
And
you
I'll
up.
tell you what, this is what the left, they do, and they shove it down our throat. They'll bumper sticker mentality, get a catchphrase going, and then they'll just paint you bad. I'm like, we need to start calling it unarmed victim zone instead of gun free zone, and then people are going to be like, oh, wait a second, that's right. You mean the stupid sign doesn't protect anybody? You mean somebody with a gun would protect someone? And that's what needs to change, that mentality.
It really does. My issue with it is if you control the language, you control the narrative. And we've been allowing others to control the language with terms
Right.
like assault weapons, weapons of war. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to own that weapons of war. You damn right they are. We should be issue weapons of war. That was the whole purpose of the Second Amendment anyway, because government itself is untrustworthy. And you prove it every single time. But
Do
we all
you know
know
why I got a
this.
50 BMG? Because they don't want me to have one.
There you go. I can't have one. They made it illegal in New Jersey, which you gotta love. Because remember
So what,
all
you get a
those
416 Chi-Tac?
well, because all those planes that were shot down with 50 cals in New Jersey, never.
Tony, you should totally get a 416 Chi-Tac. I'm very pro you getting that gun. And
I have to talk to my ammo sponsor first to see if they will help me out.
Right. Dude,
I mean,
$3
listen,
around.
yeah.
$3. Well, 416, I don't know, but 50
You
cal.
could be
buy
like
enough
me
of it.
and move to Florida.
I'm gonna have to start OnlyFeet.
Only.
Well, I'm not actually. I'm taking over John Crump's studio right now, but I'm on my way to Florida.
So, Joe, do you like Shooting Gallery Tampa? Is that a better name? What do we got?
No.
You muted.
Sorry, I keep touching buttons. This is why I'm not supposed to touch any buttons. Now I was thinking calling it Wicked Freedom.
Mm.
So no
Oh.
shooting gallery, nothing
Hold
anymore.
on. Hold on. Hold on. Joe, look at the beard. It's grown. Look at it. Oh, it's not a baby. What the hell? What the hell? Was your make-a-wish to move to Tampa? What's up with that, man? Get the effing hat on, bro. But look at the
Damn, I'm
beard
the only
coming
person in
in.
here on the show. Jesus Christ.
Man, this wow. My make-a-wish before I die is that you haul to Tampa.
My Mazda 2 is packed up to the windows. I drove through your wonderful state of New Jersey this morning, and I didn't catch any felonies, so that's always good.
Always good.
Dude, the amount of
I'm not
I had
sure
in my
who
car-
this is directed to. If this is directed to Marlon or Tony.
That's totally different toward Tony. What's up, Christy Fertel?
What's up, Christy?
In the house?
Yeah, so Joe's beard grew in because he was at the Great American Outdoor Show, and I mean, listen, look at that. Look at that.
Growth. It actually connects now. It's not,
Oh, believe me, I wanted to like put some kind of salve on you because that beard looked like you had something wrong with you, man.
So Kieski is looking for Joe to self-dox. Joe, are you giving out your home address?
No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Southern Florida.
How you expect all the chicks to find you, dude, if you don't tell them where you live? Go ahead, just say your address right now.
Oh, look at this shit. Oh, man, Christy's really throwing it. Girl.
Throwing them. Yeah. So I was
she's bringing the heat.
Yeah, she's bringing the heat.
Hopefully I see a Thursday tomorrow.
It gives an homage to like me being from New England, and then Freedom is being in Florida. I have purchased my first standard capacity magazine today from XCal. Me and John and Dark met up at XCal in Virginia, and it was freaking awesome. Wanted to buy everything on the floor.
I have a standard capacity mag right here.
Huh?
You heard you hit the first free state you could and purchased the magazine.
Oh, well, Dark actually purchased it for me. He was too nice.
Nice.
I'll take anyone who wants it. No, Putang. No, sorry. I'm gonna be living in a clandestine location.
Well, my sister's in Tampa, so no matter what you do, please do not try to go out my sister. Thanks. Appreciate that.
But you don't like any white guys in your family? Is that it?
Oh my God.
No. I have no problem with white guys in my family. I just don't want Joe in my family. It's just hard. People in my family have to be able to.
Friends, so it's not like I didn't drive 5 states away, Tony, to come to the diversity shoot, but it's okay.
One, let's not act like you didn't know how I was going to treat you from hanging out with me an entire day in Pennsylvania. Hell, one dinner in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
So when's the diversity shoot?
We got one tomorrow, and I have them booked throughout the year in PA. Well, I'm still working on the PA dates. My man's dragging his feet, and if she's not a female me, she's actually almost as attractive. So, we got them for the whole year, and we're also working on a Midwest tour, so we have confirmation for Wichita, Kansas. We have a range in Wichita we're definitely going to be at the week before Train and Learn. So what I'm going to do is we're doing Kansas, Oklahoma, and Nebraska the week before Train and Learn, and then I'm going to hit Train and Learn that weekend.
Okay. Look forward to seeing
Wow,
you.
world tour.
Yeah, I'm doing the Rockstar thing. Really, we're looking into coming up with T-shirts for the tour to help fund what we're doing. So once we get the names, I'm going to contact the ranges and see if I can put them on. If not, I'll put just the cities on. and 2A4E, Midwest Tour 2023. And then the funding can go to help us. Right now, I'm working on the 501c3. I was actually in contact with the place that's going to be our mailing address and our suite, and where the office is going to be official, mail. And
Tony, do
we're
you
just working.
do like an email list, or how do you advertise?
I use social media, but I do have the email list from ticket sales, and I'm going to use that to reach out to people and actually give them the schedule. We just redid diversityshoot.com, so when you click on the ticket link, it takes you to the latest event. So as soon as tomorrow's event is over,
cool.
and we're out smoking cigars, I punch in the date and start ticket sales for the next one.
Nice.
Will you be trying that West Tampa cigar that I let you try last time, or no?
Am I going to try to what?
Are you gonna try that West Tampa cigar that I gave you last time we were all smoking cigars, or no?
Oh, dude, I have no idea, because I have a few right here.
Because I do remember I let you try the West Tampa, and you're like, this thing tastes like ass, and you were just like, nope, and I'm like, oh, it's all good.
Yeah. It really sucks when you don't like a cigar, because happened to me at the Great American Outdoor Show. I was hanging out with the guys from High Point at their Airbnb. And I gave them one of my cigars, which was a Kentucky Fire Cured.
Yep.
And he did not like it. I was like, okay, hey, dude, if you don't like a stick, don't smoke the stick.
My buddy tried giving me a Davidoff late hour, and I'm like, nope.
Dude, Joe, we got to do some manly stuff when you're down here. We got to go to like Ybor City, where all the cigar places are, where they roll the cigars.
I mean,
nice.
Yeah, I'll be close to you. That's all I'm going to say. I'm hoping to be in my apartment, hopefully by 4:30 tomorrow.
What's your GPS coordinates to your apartment?
This is family friendly. I can't say what I want to say. I try to, I don't want John getting demonetized, but I'm.
It doesn't care about me, but John,
Oh yeah, I forgot you linked your channel. I'm sorry, I'm not cool. I don't link on my channels.
Well, I think I was part of the fastest demonetization that John ever had on his channel.
Mine too. Yeah. When you flash your carry piece, and I was just like, we're on a live stream. Yellow, just instant no.
I feel horrible. So you want to see what I'm carrying?
Yeah.
Oh God!
You want to see what's behind my desk here?
Only if you have pants on, dude. Don't ever change that damn camera angle without some damn warning.
Yeah, I got to remember that.
So, Marlon, what do you have coming up for classes?
So I have a class coming up in, let me see, I just said the date is June. Let me get that date for you.
And how can they find you? People find you on Instagram?
Yep. So you can find me on Instagram at Elite Technicians. You can find me at Facebook at Elite Technicians. And if you need to email me, elitetechniciansllc@gmail.com. That class is June 11th. It's called Pistol Technician 1. So it's a intermediate pistol course. I encourage beginners to come. This is one of those courses for people who had just got their CCW or people who don't have a CCW. I want all new shooters to come and, learn the basics to defensive pistol shooting. I like to go over like the law, use of force with my students so that they can know when to shoot, when not to shoot, and what to do after they have to pull that trigger.
That's very important, dude. Totally important. Because I think way too many of us as gun owners and even some instructors don't think about the aftermath, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I see so many videos of instructors that's just teaching and preaching, yelling and screaming, shoot, 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 kill, 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 kill. And I don't want my students to have that type of mindset. I want my students to understand that, we are peaceful people. Majority of the people I met in the 2A community are peaceful, loving people. You know, and they like the left likes to paint us as, you know, these gun crazed monsters. They just want to go shoot up everything and arm everybody, and you know, we're profit driven. But everybody I met are loving and kind. I mean, when I met Rich, he was, you know, real inviting. Same thing with Tony, John. I mean, nice people. You know, so I want my students to understand, you know, the true meaning of being a part of the two-way community, not just, you know, carry a gun and, you know, kill, because it's not that. That's the last resort. The most important thing is conflict mitigation. And really, that's the basis of my training.
Nice.
That's good. Now, you talked about use of force. How well do you go into it? Have you had any use of force training?
Yes, sir. So I had use of force training. I was introduced to the use of force continuum in the Air Force Police Academy. And then as
Thank
a
you for
park
your service, by the way.
I appreciate the support. And then it carried over when I was a park ranger for about 2.5 years, 3 years. So I've had, you know, situations where I have had to draw my my weapon, and I never.
Oh yeah, you got a story about that.
Yeah, I do. So it was one day I was actually on duty. I was riding down the street and I noticed it was two cars that one was in front of me and the other one was kind of on the side. So the one on the side sped up and they began to have an altercation, throwing trash and juice bottles at each other. And you know, I'm thinking like, well, man, you know, this is getting kind of crazy. So I was a park ranger, you know, my jurisdiction is parks and stuff like that. But you know, in the case of emergency, I do assist. So we get up to the stops, the street light, and they're still arguing, you know, and a lot of going on. So I'll answer that in a second. So it was a lot going on at the stoplight. So I hit my air horn. They continued to go. So I tried to get a good view of the first vehicle.
No, you're in a marked vehicle?
Yes, sir, I'm in a marked St. Louis County park ranger vehicle, lights on the top, everything. And,
So lights and all that.
Yep.
Wow.
So the Ford Fusion, the Ford Focus was up in front, and the Fiesta was in the back. So we get up to the street light, the next street light, and I'm trying to look into the Ford Fusion to see what's going on. I noticed it was a young lady in there. She was looking distraught. And as I'm looking, you know, trying to see what's going on, I hear gunshots. So I ducked down and I looked to the back, and the car behind me was firing an AR pistol out the window at the Fusion on the side of me. So I immediately keyed up.
And you're right there. It's like they're
right
seeing you.
Yeah, they see me. I'm right there. Yeah. So the car that was getting shot at the Fusion, she takes off through the light. I key up, shots fired, you know, give my location. And the Fusion actually pulls inside of a strip mall parking lot, like right at the entrance. So the Fiesta pulls up on the side of her, and the guy hops out. Now, the lady that was driving the Fusion, she got out the car to look at the damage from the bullet holes. And the guy in the Fiesta, he hops out with the AR pistol and he begins to point it at her. So I immediately pull up, you know, I draw down on the guy and I'm giving them commands to drop the weapon. At this time, the girl in the the Fusion took off, and I'm giving the dude commands. So when I drew down, I actually did a visual check, you know, and I seen actually it wasn't just him in the vehicle, but it was two other people. It was a woman in the passenger seat and a woman in the back seat, and I seen a baby seat. And the man had the gun down, and he was like, "Bro," he was like, "Are you gonna kill me in front of my baby?"
Oh man!
And I'm like, "You were about to kill her in front of your baby. Put the gun down." So at this point,
Right.
It was some guy walking up, recording with his phone, and I'm giving him commands to get back so he doesn't get shot. So as soon as I put my eyes back on him, one of the local neighboring municipalities, one of their officers see me having a standoff in the middle of the street, and he comes in, and the guy like falls inside of the car, and now it's a high-speed chase down the street, down the highway. the dude wound up crashing out, and we wound up apprehending him and taking him to jail. And I was happy because nobody actually got shot,
Right.
and I didn't have to take somebody's life that day, but it was equally intense.
Wow. So do you know the results of that case? What was he charged with, and was he convicted?
Yeah,
Did he do any time?
He did get multiple charges. I don't know exactly how much time he got, but he definitely did go down for that.
Wow. Because that's a lot of being the fool. That's really,
Yeah.
it's one thing, you have words or whatever. Oh, it's like, hey, there's the police. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'll just keep my mouth shut.
One
like,
question
whoa.
I have for you, going through that, like, I mean, you can train for it all you want. What was going through your head? Obviously, you made the right decision by figuring out what was going on and is, okay, without using force, and you drew down. What were you feeling the second that came out of the holster? Was it just a fight or flight type deal?
Yeah, I honestly, the moment my firearm broke retention, I was fighting tunnel vision. And I had so much going on between him yelling, the guy with the camera, people in the background screaming, but I was just focused on him.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like, I had my finger on the trigger wall.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, after that last command, if that officer hadn't pulled in to assist, I was gonna shoot that guy. I wasn't gonna waste time.
I'm just thinking, you already saw the guy discharge a couple of rounds from an AR pistol into this lady's car. He could have killed her.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know. The second, I don't want to like box myself into a corner here, but I don't think I would have been as patient as you.
I think the one thing that made me patient was that I actually seen the baby, and he was standing in front of the baby. And basic firearm rules, we got to know what's beyond our target.
Sure.
And the main objective is the preservation of life.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I would have taken 2 steps left, 2 steps right, and then pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Does it still affect you today? Like, does that incident stick with you, or did they require you to take some type of counseling after?
I didn't get counseling afterwards, but it did affect me in training afterwards. I was doing some training with my unit, and we were doing some building clearing, and we had we had some OPFOR bad guys or whatnot in the building. And as soon as I seen the gun in the person's hand, I didn't give them commands, and I just I shot them with the training 10 rounds. And when they called index, they asked me, well, why didn't you give them commands to get down? And I told them, like, what I had just went through, and that I told myself that, I would rather, I want to end the situation peacefully, but I know that triggered something within me to just get it over right there and not put myself in harm, because I constantly thought about, like, well, what if I had gave this man too much time and now it's a shootout in the middle of the street, Right. And it was like, it's a fight or flight thing, and I want to preserve myself as well as everybody else around me. So in my mind, I just took out the threat.
So here's what I learned from aviation and, kind of armchair quarterbacking it. Never armchair quarterback the guy on the scene, because they're probably reading it a lot better than you can ever, diagnose it. And, for whatever reason, you walked away from everybody walked away from that, and that was a good call.
Yep. Even after the guy was apprehended, it was multiple officers from, I want to say at least 5 different municipalities, and a few of them were just like, man, you should have just drained them right there, and it's one of those type of things, like you said, you won't know what to do until you're in that situation.
Oh, yeah. Safe and sound behind the desk. I got a different opinion, but I wasn't there.
Luckily, he went down, he's doing time, and everybody survived.
Very cool. Very good for you, man. Just whew.
That's seriously good for you. I hope that if it still does affect you, that I personally can't imagine it. I train, we all train to try and prevent anything. But hear that story and the fact that you were able to, you were fighting tunnel vision and didn't pull trigger, dude, that's pretty big, man. So like, give yourself props on that.
Thanks, man.
Now, when you obviously, I'm guessing you don't tell that story every time if you have like a class, because depending on the student. But is that something that helps you train other people, that you can now you feel you can convey that message for some newer shooters to understand?
Yeah, I definitely tell certain students that story, because I've encountered certain students that, once they pull the trigger, that fight or flight kicks in once they hear that bang. They get tunnel vision, they get shaky, they don't know what to do. And I try to coach them through that. And I noticed the best way for me to coach a student through that is start from the beginning and incorporate a lot of dry fire before we actually get to live fire. And do a couple, practice bangs, like put one round in the chamber and, so that they can get that out their system initially. And once they get those first couple single rounds in, then we just build upon that. So I try to do it methodically.
So Christy, a while back, asked what got you into guns? Was it the military or?
So I was always into guns growing up. My mom, we grew up in a very strict household, so it was, we couldn't play with guns. My mom didn't even want us to have the duck hunt blaster.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That caused more sibling fights. I had that one. I look pretty young, but I had the duck gun game, and
my daughter had it.
Huh?
My daughter had it.
Yeah. My mom had to take it away from me and my brother at one point because we just fought over it.
But
I got a question.
Sure.
About the altercation. You said it was a multi-jurisdictional car chase, ended in a car crash.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of baby seat was that kid in, man?
It was a damn good one because they ain't fly out the window.
I'm saying, I'm like, great story. What kind of baby seat was that? And did the kid have on ear pro?
Was it a level 3? Was it a level 3A?
It was
and did the kid have on ear pro? Because dad was busting caps from an AR pistol in the car.
Right.
It was the most rattiest AR pistol I ever seen. I mean, it had a shoestring for a sling and you name it. Yes.
Dang.
Yes.
Got to give him props. At least he had a sling.
Hey, improvise.
It was a shoestring, but it was a sling. He's a minimalist.
Wow.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, truthfully.
What's up, Tony?
Well, if it isn't my dude. What's up, John?
Not much, man. Just hanging out with the kids.
And me.
And Joe, letting Joe run the podcast while I hang out with the kids.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Look at Joe's beard. It's almost a full beard, like a grown-up.
Christy, let's link.
Yeah, Christy's awesome people. She's well, she can tell you what she does, but I'll tell you what she does for us. She comes through every dang time she comes to a diversity shoot. She even came to the November 10th diversity shoot at at the Heritage Guild and bought a Marine birthday cake for the Marine Corps and presented me with that in a card. You were there that day, right?
I had that. It was good cake.
Joe was there. Christy was there. We had cake. It was awesome. So she's an asset, and yeah, definitely hook up. She has a lot going on.
Yep. Check out Heller Foundation on all social media.
Yeah.
Yep. She's with Heller Foundation.
I'm working on a big story.
You're always working on a big story.
No, this one that Joe knows about.
I do actually know about that.
He was in the car when I got it.
Wednesday's big story.
What?
Nice.
It's not about anybody going bankrupt, is it?
It's something a little bit different.
Yeah. Anyway, somebody going bankrupt actually approached me at SHOT Show, and I was like, Thank you, but no thank you.
Probably
Oh,
a good
man.
idea.
I had some input from friends. I asked around because you can't know everything in this business. So I asked around, should I even try to connect using Diversity Shoot with this group or with this organization?
Yeah,
And
you don't
no
want
one
that
told me
stink on
yes
you.
or no. No one told me yes or no. They just told me their experiences, and I was like,
Okay.
that's a pass, hard pass.
So I'll tell you. Well, we know a lot of the same people, Tony.
hmm
But they approached me. Doesn't matter when, but it was funny. They knew my name. I'm like, you don't know me. Nobody knows me. I had like 3,000 subscribers at the time when they came up to me. They're like, "Hey, Rich, how are you?" And I'm like, it was just fishy from the get go. And I talked to somebody, and they're like, 3 people I know that had dealings with them all got 4 people I know. 4 people I know that had dealings with them all got screwed by them.
I know off the top of my head two people like badly.
No, you know 4 people, Joe.
Oh yes. I always forget.
4 people.
My whole thing is having someone that supports the work we do is if they're not trustworthy, I don't want them around us. I have people just get into firearms for the very first time, and I'm their guide, and I don't want to misguide them. I've done this out of pocket. This is the 8th year. We
That's
finally have an
crazy.
ammo sponsor, ammolab.com. Thank you very much. We have a sponsor, but they've done stuff. They're legit. I am not messing with anybody that's hokey. I'm not messing with people that give bad advice if I can help it. You can give controversial advice, but not bad. You can give controversial
Just
advice,
reading
but not
Christie's
bad advice.
This
Christy
is the
works
way.
for Dick.
It gets worse. It gets worse if you meet in person.
Oh dear Lord, that's amazing. I want that on a T-shirt.
You need to have that
Well,
as a tramp stamp.
For real,
Our joke
Tony,
is always we like Dick.
That's y'all's joke. That is not my joke.
that's not my joke.
I work in the
All right,
prison.
Dark,
That
can
is
I
not
make
my
that joke?
joke.
Along with the deck joke.
Tony, your T-shirts that you're going to be making for the Diversity Shoot Tour, will you be making those in big boy sizes?
What? That's the dumbest
I have to
question
have
ever.
some for myself.
Well, no, I don't, because I'm just saying I'm going to support you, dude. I want to buy a T-shirt. That's all I'm saying. Like, I got a lot of black T-shirts, so I gotta get colored T-shirts because.
Oh, what are you trying to say there, Joe?
Colored? What?
I noticed that too. Come on, Joe.
All I'm trying to say is I don't want to sweat more than I'm already gonna in Florida. Okay.
You're in Tampa, man. You can wear a half shirt. You can wear 2X now.
Midriff.
It's belly shirt.
Oh, so you think? Oh, you think so? I went from 2X to 4X to 2X, huh?
Yeah, you can. No, it just doesn't have to cover everything. It's Tampa. You can be sexy. Let it all hang out.
What, you want me to buy those giant sun hats too?
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so whoever I go with a shirt, it has to be able to fix me.
Okay. Well, let me know when they're live. Let me know when they're live on the website so I can, get one because I support the friends.
Yep. So that's what we're trying to do. We're also working on patches.
How much money does Black Swan Media have to give to get their name on the shirt?
Oh, thousands of dollars or trips to Bay Street.
Thousands?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Crump's like I think he's zelling you the money now.
Yeah, really?
Dude,
Nice.
I am so broke. It's not even funny.
I want a championship belt.
Real talk. Listen, I've been in his house. I'm at his house today. Listen, I don't want to hear that. No.
Yeah, here's what poor I am.
Well, wait. Joe, you got to admit, Crump is in the bad part of the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, he's in the the rough
like
side
ghetto.
Joe was
I
trying
am
not to
in
say
the
ghetto.
ghetto, man.
The Loudoun County ghetto.
I drove into his neighborhood today, and I was expecting to see Dolly Parton's house.
Dolly Parton. What the?
I don't know what that means, but
I have no idea what that means either.
I'm in the South. That was the first Southern singer that came.
South. All right, Virginia's no longer the South, especially
Bro,
Loudoun
you in
County.
Virginia. I mean, look, I'm from Virginia, and yes, at one time it was considered the South, but they've ruined that.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we gotta go.
So,
Yeah, well,
Marlon,
we
tell
gotta
everybody
go
who you
because
are, where
I
people
gotta
can
go
find
work
you.
on homework with my kids and feed them. So
He's kicking me out.
Yeah, Marlon, tell
So-
everybody who you are, where they can find you.
All right. So if you need to reach me, you can find me at Elite Technicians on Instagram, and the same Elite Technicians on Facebook. And you can email me at elitetechniciansllc@gmail.com.
And I just dropped your link in the chat. Tony,
Thank-
tell everybody who you are, where they can find you.
I'm Tony Simon. I run something called the Second is for Everyone Diversity Shoot. You can find me at Simon Says Train on Instagram, Simon Says Train on Facebook. The Second is for Everyone on Facebook, Second for Everyone on Twitter. Check out my link, click on my stuff. You'll see what I do. Please look at diversityshoot.com. We just got it back and revamped. So it has the entire mission available for you to look at. And you can also listen to the Second is for Everyone podcast or the 2A4E podcast as it is on Spotify and your favorite podcast apps.
and also Big Sexy on OnlyFans.
I thought
Yeah,
it was
sure.
Big
Go ahead.
Chocolate.
I don't know, but I may come up with an OnlyFans just to say I have an OnlyFans.
All righty. Shooting Gallery New England, who now Shooting Gallery Florida, is over here. Shooting Gallery New England, Shooting Gallery NE on all social media platforms. You can find me. You know where to find me at. And Flying Rich is Flying Rich Firearms and Flying Rich, of course. Flying Rich on MySpace and Flying Rich _official. And Flying Rich made his own freaking, oh my God.
You say Flying Rich on MySpace? What's his GeoCity address?
Thank you guys and see you tomorrow.